Professional.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
Megan Fox is a professional.
Who's that face that's feeling you miss the most? It's that umbrella guy straight from the hat rack. Godzilla with cleats with the bass dropping impact. Cranking up the stylings in the syllable blender. Body bag, toe tag, return you to sender. Post that umbrella guy, your lyrical confessor. E-strap, flipped up, fully automatic microphone suppressor. Army of one, rolling through your silence. Pound for pound, unleash your rounds. See what buys are just my silence. Ghost riding the whip, the masked up live ender. Boxing up your threats and returning them to sender. Step into me, you better bring your nation as I wreck you to the population. It's that umbrella guy on the verbal flamethrower. Notching up the belt, not just some lame shower. Cranking up a stream just to show what's beneath. I'm masked up, baby, but I'm still sporting teeth. With one bling to rule them all and one bling to blind them. Iced out, grilled up, hunting knowing we'll find them. The E-homes are always flammable and will ignite you. Calling out the games you play just to spite you. I'm still standing.
All right, I'm still standing. Wait a minute, I'm not standing, actually. That's bad. That's a lie. I'm actually sitting. Hey there, by the way. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to I almost thought it was Thursday because you're on the stream.
Because I'm here.
Yeah, I almost shouted it out as a Thursday.
I
was like,
know.
welcome to Wednesday.
I don't feel like streaming on my channel right now. I don't know. I feel upset. I'm a little upset right now.
Like I'm a little, not peckish. What's it called? Strike-ish. Yeah.
A little strike-ish, a little bit clumped. I like that new song, by the way. Nice new video. Dang.
I like that bass, man. Always.
I know you do. I know you do. You're the only guy I know who has an accent like that who hates country music. If you guys didn't know, Tug hates country. Hates it.
Yep.
Not. You're the only guy I know who talks like that, who likes gangster rap. It's very strange, but
yeah, it's a beautiful mix. I know, it's lovely. It's like, oh man, you want me to put down a little bit of that bluegrass? I'm like, hell to the no, you know? Not enough violence in it. That's why.
Not enough of this.
If you ran your mouth like that in real life to me.
Oh, wait, there's a big swear word there, so I'll stop that.
Oh, woo, man, there was almost a bad word. Man.
Almost a bad word. We don't have enough minutes in before we can let that play.
Yeah. Later on, that was a teaser, right?
Yeah. So I'm not. Anyway, I've been absent because a couple of reasons. I have 6 children again, which I can't even believe. I cannot believe I have. But then again, I have 4 children in 3 different schools. So think about that. We've got 2 in high school, 1 in college, and 1 in elementary school. So they're all going to different schools, and they're bringing home every bug in each of those schools.
Ugh.
And so my children just keep on getting sick and then passing it to each other. Unbelievably, I have avoided it so far. I feel kind of crappy though, but I think it's like, you know how men sometimes have hysterical pregnancies with their wives? Like they'll get pregnancy symptoms when their wife is pregnant, but clearly they're not pregnant. That's how I feel with this stomach flu thing. I feel like sympathy stomach flu.
Thank God
But
I
I'm
didn't
not
suffer that,
actually
man.
sick.
I did not suffer that horrible thing. I suffered the, dealing with the pregnancy part. I mean, the women, I would not wish like the horror of some of the, sickness and stuff on anybody because of pregnancy. But, dealing with it is not fun either.
No, it's not. And you get like sympathy nausea, like I'm sympathetically nauseous too. So I just don't feel my best either. So it's just been one thing after the next. And then I got on my computer today. I fired it up. I was thinking about maybe doing something, maybe going live. I open YouTube and I get a big notice that says, you have a strike. Your content's been taken down. And I'm like, the hell? Like my trucking stream? Like
What the hales? You said?
what have I done? Yeah, what have I done? What do you mean it's been like I've done nothing but gaming recently? Like what the hell's been taken down? I had a video from 2 years ago get hit.
Bam. There it is right there.
2 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. I took I don't like, sometimes I'll put the title up. Man, I've got the hiccups for some, of all things, man, of all random shit to happen. You're like, I'm living in a petri dish. And I'm like, oh, it's hiccups. What the fuck? So if you hear me, that's what that is.
Yep. I hate the hiccups.
I think it's Megan. I think she's actually contracted something here through the computer.
My kids have been, one of them has been sick for the last 4 weeks without break. Somebody has been sick for 4 weeks. It is insane.
That's awful. Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do. I can't take him to the doctor because it's just a virus. So you take him to the doctor and they're like, well, get lots of rest, drink lots of fluids. Like, well, I could have told them that, I didn't have to take them into a doctor's office and expose other people for that advice. Anyway, so I open up YouTube and I get this community guidelines strikes.
Yep.
This is right.
Yeah, it is. It is. They come with, you have the, you get your one warning. Has your channel ever had a warning?
Yes,
before?
I have had a warning, but it
that's
was
interesting.
removed.
You've got a warning.
But it was
anyway.
removed. Well,
okay.
but the
Okay.
warning,
So you get your once in a lifetime warning. That's what.
Well,
that's pretty much.
But no. So if I understand this, it gets removed after 90 days. So if you go the 90 days without getting anything else happen, then it's erased like it was never there. So you could get another one after that.
If it's the original warning, it never.
Really? Well, then I've gotten a second warning then, because this is my second one.
Okay, then it's different. I don't know, man. I've never gotten.
I don't know what they're doing.
It's usually a giant.
And how about this? How about this? Wasn't I supposed to get a warning before the last strike I got?
Yes, then. Unless they've had a policy, policies,
yeah, they change their policy all the time, so who the hell knows?
But yeah.
But the last one, I just got a strike, remember? And then that strike got reversed.
Yep. What's crazy about this is, so not too terribly long ago, as in a few days back, there's a certain channel that was openly encouraging people to strike channels. And then another one, those little hater channels, they were talking about the whole doxing narrative. One of them uploaded a video about ye old doxing too. So that one day they all decided to get together and call for striking. And, under the auspices of, we're under attack, we're being struck, while they were broadcasting, so obviously they were getting struck.
And we've got screenshots of their commenters encouraging others to strike other channels, to report our channels for bullying and harassment. Now get this, Tug. The first notice I got for this, and I don't know if it says on this one, it doesn't say which community guideline, but I'll tell you what it told me. The first community guideline it said I broke was inciting violence. And I was like, what the what? So I go and I look at as you can see on the, where it says the type and there's a video little camera there. There's a spot where you can go and you can view the thing they said was in the community guideline breakage or whatever.
Right.
So I click on it. Now, we can't discuss what this was about because clearly there's some kind of algorithm going on right now where, and I don't know if it's election related or whatever, but you're not allowed to talk about certain things.
Yep.
There was no incitement to violence. I was literally reading a news article from the Daily Beast about what some might call a tinfoil hat theory that I also agreed was total bull. So I was on the side of this is a harmful tinfoil hat thing that no one should believe in, which is what YouTube wants you to do, right? They don't want you spreading what they believe to be tinfoil hat things, storylines, right? Which I also agreed. I agreed with that, and I was not spreading it. I was literally reading this article about this thing that was harming people and saying, look at how this harms people. This is why you should check your sources. But they did not actually give a human review to it. I'm sure they didn't, because the context is left completely out of what I was saying. And they reviewed it in 10 minutes and denied my appeal. So I know they didn't review it with a human because it's a 50-minute video. You can't review a 50-minute video in 10 minutes. And I went back and forth with YouTube support all day long. And I was told, so that's what I did today, was talking to YouTube support. And I was told that their independent review confirmed it was a violation, even though it wasn't.
Of course they do. They always stick to those guns.
Then they said they could not reappeal it for me, even though another one of their support people told me they would reappeal it for me because I wasn't allowed to give my explanation in the appeal. They don't let you say, hey, you're taking this out of context. They don't let you even say that. So then I was told, yes, we could reappeal. We'll help you do it. So when I get the denial of the appeal, they said, wait till you get the denial, then call us back and we'll do this. I do. And they say, sorry, the appeal is final. We can't reappeal. So, but this guy told me he could, and here's the number of our conversation, and here's the conversation. Then it was, well, I'm sorry, we've done everything we can.
That's why.
I even asked them, I said, listen, fine, you want to take it down? It's 2 years old. I don't care. Take it down. But why should I get a strike against my channel for this? When I'm telling you there's a massive flagging of my channel that's been going on. I've been hit unfairly twice in 2 weeks. You should have this on your radar, that my videos are being gone through and every single one of them is being flagged. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if something will stick. And they just got lucky that YouTube misinterpreted what was being said in this video, and they hit me. So anyway, I finally got around the we can't do anything, and I asked them to escalate it to someone who could. And it got to a supervisor, and that person is having it looked at again. So it's still up in the air. But this is a real problem. That I should not have this warning on my account. This is false. And by the way, the people who are doing it, who are reporting every video on my channel, they keep claiming that I want to play this game, so I'm fair game. I have not struck anyone for anything. And there's no evidence that says I have done that. So this idea that I'm somehow playing this game against other creators is a lie. I'm not doing that. And if I were, they'd be able to show you.
Oh, they've been doing it publicly, though. They've been calling and encouraging publicly. So it's undeniable that they have been doing this. And yeah, they base it on some stupid bullshit like, oh, well, I want to play the game. Play what game? I mean, that game, that denotes that they too are playing a game. And that's the kind of back and forth they do not want. Let me tell you, that's not what you want. They need to stop. But they're not. They are not stopping.
Mm-mm. And they're trying to get my channel taken down. And I know that some of you are like, well, you should hit back. No, you don't understand. Like, I'm not going to use YouTube's terms of service incorrectly. I'm not going to use their reporting tools in a manner that is against their terms of service. I will not do that. And I have never done that because I don't think it's fair against channels. I don't think it's fair to do that. I don't think this is a fair game in any way, which is why I refuse to play. I will not play that game, and I never have. So they can keep on doing this, I guess, but I don't know what it gets them other than just harassment of me.
What does it get them? Remember, they're flat out running PR. So what are they doing as part of that? They are trying to silence people to not talk about what's going on, because there's been a lot that has come up lately, you know, especially about, man, that John Cook incident is wild. And of course they don't want people talking about that. Of course not.
Now, this is a real crappy way to do it. I mean, basically what I think is happening is that there's a group of people, whether it's the listeners of the hate channels or people who run the hate channels themselves, in a group flagging all of my videos for bullying and harassment. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to tell you. So the first thing they said was harmful conspiracies. Inciting violence. Then the email I got from YouTube was harmful conspiracy. Then when I got on YouTube support, I was told harassment and bullying. So I've had 3 different explanations from YouTube about what this video violates. They don't even know. They don't even know.
I've got the harmful conspiracies one here. Give me a second. Let me pull that one up. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Harmful conspiracies.
Harmful conspiracy theories. Now, the crazy part about this is in context. I was literally reading this article about the harmful conspiracy going, look at how this harms people. This is why it's bad. This is why these conspiracies should not be believed. And here's the guy who started the rumor, and here's how it's fake news. And here I can show you. I was literally doing the job YouTube wants you to do, which is to say, these conspiracies are crap. Don't believe them. But somehow I got hit for harmful conspiracy theories.
Somehow, right? You not only got hit, but let's see, you got hit a week ago. And then suddenly a 2-year-old video, one that has been setting for that long, suddenly falls too? Huh. Yeah. Random coincidence, right? Just totally random. When people
I don't
are saying
believe
strike.
that.
No. And they're telling you. Now, people were asking what this is. Okay, as far as warnings go, now, I don't remember getting any warnings, like I said. I mean, that's at least, it's good, but it's nerve-wracking, too, because you're sitting here and you're like, damn it. Because, here, let me pull up that.
Well, now I've had to go back and like find any video that might have had that topic in it and private them all. The reason why I'm not telling you the topic too is because for sure they're thinking, well, we found one that works, so we'll go flag the rest of them. Yep. And if she gets a second one, you know, it'll be a bigger consequence.
Yeah, and it notes, you know, it says, warning, was removed. So it does have a remove. There's your strike against, you know, again, this is community guideline striking. You receive a warning. You can take a policy training, which will remove the warning after 90 days. If
I can't wait for that training. That'll be hilarious.
Oh my God, man. I've been doing.
We should do it live.
Today.
Should we do it live? Should we do the training live? Just kidding.
They'd love that. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's the fun stuff." Especially when you start joking about it.
Uh-huh.
That'd be my problem. Like I wouldn't be able to keep myself from laughing at it.
But look, I'm looking at the original warning they gave me, and look what it says: content that promotes, glorifies, or incites acts of violence through harmful conspiracy theories which have been linked to direct threats or violent acts isn't allowed. But I did no such thing. I was literally doing the exact opposite, saying, look at how terrible this conspiracy theory is and the trouble that it caused for these people.
Yeah, you're reading it from a Daily Beast article. That's what like you said, you were reading. You were reading something that was actually calling that out. That's
Yep.
nuts. But they note, if you violate this again within 90 days, you get the strike, and that shuts you down for an entire week. So you get that, like people were asking. You get hit an entire week. No content, no nothing. That means no uploads, no live streams, also no community posts or anything. Your channel, it sits in limbo. And again, this is for, like I said, to put that into perspective. This is, I think, once they did that thing before, some idiot, again, the people that apply strikes, they are entry-level workers. That's what it is. There's not some specialized team that goes out and does it. And I've talked to people that work for the platform before. So when you were talking about appeals, what happens is it goes to the same company, and the company always circles the wagons. That's what these people are pretty much told to do. And you run into people when you talk to support, they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't. I ran into him one time. I had an issue where, sometimes super chats don't show up. Well, it's one of my first times I ever had that happen. And it was around one of my birthdays. So it was, it was a big stream. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. And they gave me 3 different answers. None of them correct. On what
God, I hate it when they do. They do it every time. They have 3 different answers.
Yeah, so they have no idea.
They have no idea what they're striking you for, which I think should automatically reverse the strike. If they cannot accurately describe what you're being struck for, it should be overturned immediately.
Yep, it should put that crap out to pasture right off the freaking bat, for sure. That's just ridiculous, though. Like I said, this is those hate channels. They've targeted you. They've targeted Veteran Nation. They've targeted other channels, too. I mean, there have been many that have been targeted. I'm sure we all get targeted in this stuff. But
they know they can't hit you because you have YouTube support.
Well, I've got my partner.
You have the MCN, so
I've got a YouTube partner.
Hitting Tug is pointless because he's got a guy.
Yeah, like I said, I got a YouTube partner. They have that little partner sharing program where I don't know if that helps or not, but I'm sure
it definitely helps. It definitely helps. And by the way, if you want to help me get one of those, I need more subscribers. So please subscribe to my channel, please. Yeah. I have to qualify for an MCN because clearly I need one.
Yeah, and you qualify for the YouTube individual support. I always ask for it just because I remember Ricada Law back in the day saying, hey, I got hit and I complained to my guy about it, and that helped. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going for that then. I'm going to drop that for sure. But yeah, I mean, this stuff it's ridiculous. And again, they're going to be like, hey, we didn't do that. We didn't do it. Or, again, like they tried to play when they've gone after other things. Well, YouTube, they reacted, therefore. YouTube would react to their entire channels too. So, I mean, that's not playing the game. That's pretty messed up. That is pretty freaking messed up.
Yes, it is.
It just frustrates me. It angers me, too. Because at the end of the day, you know what they're doing. I mean, they're doing it openly. They're calling for harassment. They're calling for something that is definitely a TOS violation. Mass flagging, encouraging mass flagging is a TOS violation. And that could
I
get a
mean,
channel
they're defining bullying and harassment in a way that it was never meant to be defined. This is not YouTube's bullying and harassment TOS does not covering public figures in news stories. It does not cover just your basic ridicule. That's not bullying and harassment. And there's a difference. And anyway, and then the third thing they told me that I got hit for on this video was bullying and harassment. It's like, who got bullied? Who got harassed? This is not, it is so ridiculous. I'm reading a news article and giving my thoughts on it. Who's being bullied? The New York Times? The Daily Beast?
Probably the Daily Beast.
Oh my God. But that guy, I gave him tons of credit in this video too. I was even like, well, he got some stuff wrong, but he got a lot of stuff right. And I told the stuff he got right, and I told the stuff he got wrong. It wasn't bullying. It wasn't harassment by any means. It's just a thing, a label they put on it. Ugh.
Well, I remember when I got mass flagged by the maps, the PDF files when that stuff first came up. Yeah,
no.
I mean, yeah, I covered that stuff because
who knew maps had a lobbying group,
yeah, they did. It's gross. It's absolutely disgusting. And that's just another way of PDF filing. That was their quote unquote nice word where they're trying to disguise what they did. So I pulled up a bunch of accounts. I was showing people what their shorthand actually meant, because they would have what was it? Age of attraction, AOA. They would have numbers and AOA. Yeah, and some of the AOAs would be like
so sick.
6 to 16. And they'd be like, oh my God.
Oh
yeah.
My
and these
God.
Yeah, and these were well-established accounts. They'd been there, for a while, but they had changed over and they were publicly announcing it. So I called it out and I got a mass flagging on there. And apparently, at first it was bullying and harassment. And then it switched over to whatever they call attacking protected groups.
Oh my God, maps are not...
Yeah, so I ate it. I ate a strike. That was back in the day. That was before the NCN.
Man.
Yeah, for going after protected groups. Yeah,
that's sick.
Oh, I was so mad. But it just shows you with the mass flagging, and how the misuse of TOS, and then the circling of the wagons by the platform. Just gross stuff, man. Ugh. I don't know. It makes me...
Yeah, they just don't care about it enough, and there's nowhere for me to report that I'm being mass flagged. I mean, I keep telling them, and they say they're putting it in the notes on these tickets, that support tickets that I have with them. But, it's not great. I'm hoping that since it's still open and the supervisor says they're going to relook at it, they'll actually put a person on it. And if they put a person on it, they will realize it is not the context they think it is.
People ask.
But anyway, I also offered them, hey, I'll delete it. Fine, it's 2 years old. I don't care. It can live on Rumble. I don't care. Just don't strike my channel. You want it down? Fine, no problem. But they won't do that either. I shouldn't have gotten a strike for this.
I just think it's ridiculous to go back 2 years. Like I said, that's a byproduct of mass flagging, though. Like you said, they're throwing spaghetti at the wall. They're trying to go through every single video. They're trying to shut down the ability to talk about this stuff. Because at the end of the day, and just to note, it obviously 2 years ago, it wasn't about this, So
yep.
They're just going after whatever they can. Gross
so
stuff.
Frustrating.
Speaking of, give me 1 second here. Man, I almost hit the I was looking, I was like share, and I had it minimized, and both buttons were right by each other. I was like, no, don't hit that wrong button. Don't end the stream. Speaking of stuff that has come up in the last few days. So you watched that. I'm actually going to pull up a video in a minute, but you watched the stuff with John Cook and the body cam footage recording, correct? You watched all that.
I did.
That was something else. Now we're going to go through the video. Like Jeremy put up a video and it has a lot in it. It doesn't just have that. It has a lot in it. But one of the things that they had, and somebody was nice enough to actually go through and pull up, I wanted to note here are all the pictures that were taken, all the evidence, the police photos, which will be brought up in the video, but they're all out here. And I mean, some of these are wild, you know, like when you go through.
I really wasn't watching the video. I was listening to it, so I didn't see all these at first. So there may be some that I've missed, but there were, I saw some with the, are we even allowed to say the pew pew word? I don't even know if YouTube allow. I'm so nervous now. I'm trying not to get anyone in trouble.
You say pew pew, but I say
firearm. Okay, firearm. They show the pictures of firearms. It blows my mind. It absolutely. Is this inside John's trailer?
Yeah, it's inside the. You can see the setup with the shed and all that. Yeah, but you can.
It's a little chaotic.
There's a bunch of pictures too. I'm just bringing them up and enlarging them, and they'll be video wise. That video we'll see them too. But I mean, they took quite a few pictures here for us, and it was like, wow, man, that's absolutely. It's something else. And then they get to the
chaotic. That's for sure.
Yeah, chaotic is a nice word for that. It's a very nice word to say.
I mean, everybody's house gets chaotic every once in a while. But it's up to you to put it back together and make a clean, peaceful space for your family, man. Because kids cannot thrive like this. This is very difficult to thrive in a place that is so cluttered with. Oh God, this was the one. Because I always put my rifle right next to the baking soda.
Yeah, just sitting in the middle of a pile of everything.
And the paper towels and the there's a shoe, I think, in this picture too. A shoe. I always put my rifle by the soda, the baking soda, the shoe, and the paper towels. Yeah.
Well, sometimes, you need a place to put all your paper towels. That's what that is. It's a rifle / paper towel holder.
What's with the drawer that's not in a bin? Like, it's just a drawer. It's just out. It's just sitting there. Like, it's not hanging out of a bin. So I could be like, well, you just didn't close the drawer. It's a drawer taken out of the bin and just shoved on top of this other pile of shit.
Well, they didn't take the rifle to a drawer. They took the drawer to the rifle.
Look, I'm willing to bet this is child accessible because it appears to just be leaning up against the wall in a random bin where anyone could grab it. And remember, folks, this is the trailer that Lynette was locking the child in unsupervised. Remember when the police officer said, no, you can't do that. No, don't lock her in there, Miss Lynette. Remember that?
This is crazy.
This is the same trailer she was going to put her in unsupervised. And there's a rifle laying. Is that a loaded rifle? I don't know if we can tell from this picture.
I assume. Well, here's the thing within a pew pew. You assume they all are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because any that I have, I assume that they all are anyway. I put them up just like that because all it takes is one screw up. We found it.
Do you see Kevin Sheely's chat? And it's hilarious. Oh,
Kevin Sheely's. Let me see.
Where'd it go? I lost it, but it basically said you'll get a rifle in your eye. It reminds me of the Christmas story. You'll shoot your eye out.
Oh my God.
It's a BB. Is it a BB gun? I don't know what it is. It looks like a rifle to me.
Regardless, man, anything, even
it's a firearm
or anything else. Yes, it's still, it's still not safe. I mean,
you don't leave a pellet gun out around your 4-year-old, dude. You don't do that.
This stuff is crazy to look at there. Hey, we got a better picture.
Oh yeah, there's the shoe, the random shoe.
Yeah, just a random
I knew there was a shoe in the picture.
And toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Baking soda. What is going on here? The drawer. Oh Lord.
I mean, this is so random. You have everything from it's like you have food lifespan. You have the food before, the toilet paper, if you need to go for a walk, if you need to clean the toilet, you know. If you got a bad hanger on, I guess. You know?
Oh my Lord. What in the world?
Oh, goodness.
This is just so, and what's with the padlocks? What
Yeah,
are you locking up? What are you locking up so much that you need the value pack of padlocks for?
They've
I
locked
don't know.
it.
I've never owned
it's
that
so
many
locked down.
padlocks in all my life.
I'm sure the hate channels be like, no, look, it's got 4 locks on it. It's all safe, man.
The locks are still in their packages.
You know?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm a big believer in gun safes, folks. If you have kids and guns, you need to have a gun safe, and you need those guns locked up.
Put that
all
fucking thing
the
at least on
time.
a shelf, if nothing else.
Yeah, at least not within arm's reach, for crying out loud.
I mean, Lord. So then we have our mystery towel / door.
Mystery towel.
No, is that?
Oh Lord.
Is that a vacuum?
I don't know.
I'm not
what
sure.
That is.
It's probably it's probably like poor vacuum. It has been forgotten.
A dustbuster, mate? That is a strange shape.
If that's
dustbuster.
a dustbuster, looks like some kind of grenade.
I don't know
a
what it
household
is.
grenade. You throw it and it cleans things. It needs to be thrown then. Throw that son of a bitch hard. Oh my God.
I mean, I've got a junk drawer, but that one needs some serious help. Okay, the bookshelf looks decent.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, bookshelf. You know.
Bookshelf looks all right. Glad she has some books.
What is that?
Nobody
Bacos?
can think in here. Is that Bacos?
They're gonna throw Bacos in the fan, you know. That's how I like to eat my Bacos. I throw them in the fan. Oh, look at what is this? Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks dirty though, whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's about right. Oh, there's some lovely lived-in pictures.
Oh yikes! Okay.
Oh man, look.
Oh wait, are those bullets?
Yes, they are rounds.
Oh my
and
Lord!
Some lubrication too, in case the bullets don't fit.
Oh no. 38 specials just sitting out there on the shelf.
Yeah, you know, the 38
on the counter
that they supposedly didn't have at the time until they, got in. So that's one of the reasons you'd take pictures of it, because remember, there wasn't supposed to be a 38 at first, and multiple tellings of this there weren't, and then when the warrant came, then there was.
I like how too that oh God, that scared me the first time I saw it. I was like, is that a body or it's a doll? It was it's strange that Lynette makes a lot of excuses about how she can't take the kid anywhere, she's going to get sick, etc. But this place is kind of filthy and crazy, and if you have a medically fragile kid that you're trying to keep germs away from, does this look like the right environment for that?
I don't know. You roll around in this place enough, you'd be pretty immune to anything.
You could be. It's a good immune booster.
Yeah, leave the door open, man. God knows what crawls in. All right, that ain't terrible. Well, that is, but you know, a
lot of trash. That also, someone's asking if that was an incubator we saw in that. I don't know what that was. It did look like it looked like a NICU incubator is what it looked like. But it could be something else. I don't know.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
That was the one with the baby doll.
There's the top of a...
There's a firearms case, right?
Bottom of.
Right next to her slipper. Go get your shoes. Where is it? It's by the gun.
Yeah. Oh, man. And, there's kids' drawings all over the wall right by it, too.
Yeah, so she's obviously hanging out in this area, drawing on the walls. Been there, done that. Get a magic eraser, it'll take it off.
Gross, man. Ugh. There's their little all safe. That's what they're taking pictures of with it.
Yep. So he has a gun safe. He just doesn't keep the guns in the gun safe.
Well, they...
More bullets.
Yeah,
or maybe those are the same
Bacos.
ones. I think those are the same ones. They just open the box.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we're going to display them with the Bacos. Gives them more value. You know? Bullets and
shot.
Bacos. That's what, man, what a snack, right? What a snack.
Bullets and Bacos. That could be a band name.
Good, actually.
Bullets and Bacos.
Bacos. That sounds like a good new song. Bullets and Bacos. That's how I like to store my water. Right with my trash. Oh, man. I hope this propane, I hope that stuff is not
Is this
fully
outside
loaded.
the trailer now?
Yeah, it's
Are we outside?
it's in between. I guess it's in between trailers. Is what we're looking at. You know.
I'm sorry. This is just I'm so sorry that there's a child living in this.
Yes, and let's do our our public service announcement. Don't contact anyone because this was taken by the professionals that are supposed to do something about it. So
Yeah, they have to be there. It's
yes.
taken by police.
So don't contact anyone related to this story in any way or any organization either. That is your public service announcement as far as this is concerned.
Yeah, they're mandated reporters, the people who took these photos. So I guess they can handle it. They should handle it.
Is that a police report? Is that
I think it is.
taking?
Yeah.
Oh, there. Ooh, get you some of those. Look. You got
Ramens, of course.
peanut butter,
Ramen storage and cleaner
bug
next to
spray.
each other. And bug spray and peanut butter. Oh, God.
So that cooler, is that the cord to the cooler?
Is it not plugged in?
I don't know. I can't tell. There's so
Is
much
that where
shit.
John's ex-wife is? Let's be honest.
Oh no, that was crazy to hear. That thing.
Yeah, no,
I've got her
I'm not.
in a jar in the shed.
Who says that? I've got his ex-wife in a jar in the shed. That sounds ominous, ma'am.
That was messed up too, because again, we're told to take her on her word all the time. Okay, well, she said that he was such a monster. He was so abusive that even after divorce, she could never get over it. And it took her to that ultimate end. And apparently they keep her around as a good luck charm or mine. I'm not sure.
I didn't know.
I'm not really sure why. I've got her in the shed.
Oh, was it a bottle? Sorry, a bottle in the shed. Yeah, well, whatever. A jar, a bottle.
I'm imagining an urn, but what it's really probably is like, it's probably like a sports drink container.
A Suave bottle. An empty bottle of Suave.
Oh my God.
Used to be shampoo.
It's probably one of these. You're like, thermos, urn, who cares? That is so strange to hear for real.
Who cares? Oh Lord. I'm
sad,
trying not to laugh at this because it is sad.
I'm not trying to. Wonderful wall, Lord God Almighty.
Now, is this a storage area?
That's one of those sheds they opened up. Remember when they opened
Was that one of the
and they were
sheds
showing
that people were living in?
I think this is where, like, when we saw Wildlife come out, isn't this the one? Because they had a refrigerator in front of one, and isn't that where they had the refrigerator and some stuff
I don't
back?
know.
Or maybe
I
this is
can't
different.
tell.
Who knows?
It all looks bizarre to me. I don't know. But it
I'm
looks
gonna
like
say
storage. It's being used for storage now.
I'm gonna say that's not useful, no matter what. I'm gonna say you can't go through that.
It's a lot of stuff.
You can see the tags. This came off the video. Like I said, we'll look at that. I just wanted to look at these pictures by themselves first, and see what all was here. And some shelving.
Oh, that looks like guns inside that drawer.
Yeah. Yep, that's what they're doing. See, that's where they're taking their picture of.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's interesting because these are it's fascinating to get these with pictures. Again, we'll hear the stuff again, but you can now see, everything that they had, or, what was locked up anyway.
And how they were hidden.
Yep. It was interesting too. John is a liar. That's what she said straight up. He was talking about, why not report it? It was crazy because the law enforcement seemed to be encouraging them to keep blaming Jeremy Hale and them for for things that were going on. Meanwhile, they're there for this purpose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're there for this that supposedly isn't there. And I remember, weren't supposed to own one. Wild. Yep, loaded.
And loaded. Mm-hmm.
Oh. They detailed everything on it.
I didn't see all of these.
Yeah, they made sure to... God, that phone is rough, man. Look at that. Mine has a screen. My little screen thing is... I cracked it yet again, you know, so I'll have to replace it. But mine doesn't look like a rat knot on the sides yet, thank God. You know?
That looks like it went through hell.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to have seen some better days. Remember? Oh, man. So there's our pictures that came up. Now, there's also in that video, like, I'm not going to spoil this yet, but, you know, it'll come up as part of the video. But you have, here, let me pull up that video and lock it in. You have, look at this. Look what's attached at the back, too. Look at it. Taking a ride. Taking a ride. So we get that in the video, too. So, I mean, you get all of it in here. This is well worth covering. It was fascinating. See, I covered it at first. I didn't get a notification for Jeremy's video, and he had all this stuff laid out, obviously, because there's a lot of stuff to pull up. But I covered last night that portion that Shara put up, because again, you know, we've had our Game of Thrones going on, you know.
Game of Thrones. This video did make me feel sorry for John in a way, because if he has the drinking problem that Lynette says he has, and you know, he's not seeing things clearly. I mean, he needs to get help, and maybe this could calm down if he's not so paranoid. No one's trying to harm them. No one's trying to drive by and hurt them. Like, and it's sad that that's what he thinks. That's not what Patty was doing. So, and their story did not match hers and Wes's at all.
She just said he's a total liar too. So, you know, him being, yeah, ultimately his problems, he's going to have to fix those, you know, and that still doesn't give him a reason to be pulling out the old pew on people. You know, in fact, he shouldn't be. In fact, law enforcement should have really been bothered by the stories we were hearing. You know, because again, they were basically saying this incident wouldn't have occurred if you would have called us and told us some stuff about Jeremy Hales. That's the way I took that. But I kept thinking, she's also telling you that he's drunk all the time. And
right. So why don't, instead of throwing him in jail for 40 days or whatever, and then not even charging him, why not get him some actual help? Like, here's a person that maybe really needs it, like needs to go into a rehab. That 43 days would have been a lot better for him in rehab than jail.
Yeah, because he was running as a dry alcoholic, you know. I like that term. You know, you're dry as far as you have no consumption in that, but mindset, skills, everything else, you don't have any of that. So,
and I don't like to see people suffering. Like, I don't like to, and I think John is suffering, and I don't like to see that at all.
I mean, ultimately,
and there should be help for him. Like, this is one of the things I hate about sending money overseas, because there's a bunch of people here who could really use inpatient care.
I wonder, you know, people are sending money to these folks, and I keep thinking, you know, you could be enabling that very behavior that should be a problem to you, you know, like the consumption and everything else. You could be enabling that. Who knows what your money's going for? You know, you have no idea. So let's check this out, though. This will be a fascinating watch. There's so much goodness in here. By the way, let me note right off the bat, make sure that you are subscribed to What the Hales. Not only that, but even if you watch the video, go ahead and watch it again. And on top of that, make a playlist That way, you know, everything can get played in there. Lawsuits are expensive. So, yeah. With that, let's check it out here.
I have John Crook's arrest warrant in my hands. Levy County Sheriff have finally released it. And you're not going to believe what it says.
So many goodies in this thing. So much stuff. Yeah, see, I mean, you know.
I just flashed that arrest warrant for you. You know, karma just keeps getting me. Karma, chameleon. And he listened to what Levy County Sheriff and the judge in Levy County have to say about this piece of property. And it goes on to say parcel ID jointly owned by, wait, hold a second, jointly owned. Wasn't it these individuals who keep filing paperwork in the courts stating that they have no ownership of anything whatsoever?
Yep.
And yet here we have on the property appraiser's website that it's jointly owned by Lynette and Crook. Interesting, huh? Okay.
Well, not only that, you know, even if this is pointed out to, even if this is pointed out to the courts haven't really given a crap. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people were asking yesterday, what about money that's being given? You know, all of these GoFundMes and stuff. Isn't that also money that's being collected that they actually have, that they, you know, that they might need to be reporting as well? And it's like, well, I don't think those people out there ultimately, yeah, there's some stuff that probably does need to be reported. But at the end of the day, doesn't seem like a judicial system gives a fuck there.
Mm-mm.
Levy County property appraiser has the property as vacant. Why would it be listed as vacant? Because they're illegally living on the property. They have expired building permits. They have expired extended building permits. They can't get another one. They're illegally on the property, illegally living in a shed. Illegal. And I could keep going on and on. But the property contains 2 travel trailers. Remember, one was Lloyd's.
By the way, doesn't living in a shed sound like a Bon Jovi song? Living in a shed.
Living in a shed.
Couldn't you hear him rocking that out at the concert? Ugh, every time I hear that nowadays, I think Bon Jovi. Living in a shed. I keep thinking AI needs to cover that as a Bon Jovi song.
Oh,
you know?
that's funny.
Yeah, they have that one site that, you know, not only does AI remix and give you like remixes of famous songs, but on top of that, they can add real like old singer voices. So, you know, we could probably get Bon Jovi to sing about living in a shed. Oh, I need to try that.
You should try
Metal
it.
barn building, 2 sheds behind the travel trailers. Yard is overgrown in spots with miscellaneous items strewn throughout the property. And they took pictures of all of this. Yes, I'm going to show you the pictures of the filth. And if you think it's bad, it's 100 times worse as of filming this today. And it goes on to...
Yeah, sorry about that too, folks. Somebody asked if we could move the image over so you can see the subtitle. We just started there, so I did move that over. Thank you for noting it. I wouldn't think about it. We're covering it up. That's Megan's fault somehow.
It's mine. I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I'm going to have to jump. I have I've got sick kids, so I have to go check on them and do my usual. But I'm going to keep listening. So everybody have a great night.
All right. Have a good one.
See ya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that Megan could talk about the strike thing, because that is absolutely freaking insanity. So let's continue this crazy.
Say the front of the property facing North Otter Creek Avenue has a field fence across the front with sheets of metal in different areas and on the top. The driveway, you would think that would have a futon gate. Nope, it has a piece of field fence across the entrance that's attached to a pole. Oh boy. And what does Lynette have to say to all this? If you didn't think these 2 were pathological liars yet, you will after you view all this.
Yeah, put everything together. Woo, man.
All the comments. I gotta make it better than I can.
So we heard a lot of we heard this stuff here yesterday, but in context, you need to see all this stuff together. I mean, this is something else. Like when you put it all together, pictures, it is absolutely insane.
I have bubblegum.
take it and then by the neck I get all up.
What?
She's a feeding tube.
Oh, yeah.
She can't have gum.
You can't have gum?
Because if she has gum,
no
it
bubble
will clog
gum?
it up.
Well, that stinks. Where's it at?
Before.
Is it back there by where he's at?
No. It's in my bitch.
Okay.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
They had 2 board members from Otter Creek. They had George, Martha Risk, everybody met up at the Herschel's and waited for this whole thing to go down. And they admitted it.
Can I take it? Let me step back for a second.
Just gotta take it over on this where we're gonna grab it out. That way it doesn't look
That
like
way we know where it's at.
See, again, I'm gonna point out stuff like this. So she's blaming straight off the bat. She's blaming everyone else for what happened in this incident. She's saying they all got together, they all talked about it, and somehow they admitted all of it in streaming, which, show the proof of that, of course. There is no proof, because it didn't happen.
Step back. I don't want you in the picture. That's all.
Yeah, anything she takes pictures of could be public record, and we don't want to take a picture of you, the child.
Right.
I mean, my kids can even tell you. Hales.
Okay, hold on.
Where's it at?
In the dresser.
In the dresser, okay. Kind of guide me over without you actually having to go grab it.
I have to. It's locked in my dresser.
Okay, well, let's step over there. And don't grab it out, just kind of point to it whenever we get it open, okay? That's the bubble gum?
Yeah, bubble gum.
He's doing this and protecting him from his alcoholism. I took both of his guns away because I don't want. I'm done with him. I'm sick of fucking Hale. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of all of it. He's killing my family.
Don't show
Not
me
him,
yet.
Hales.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the redaction through there too. But you notice again, blaming Jeremy Hales. She says that she took away the pew-pews because of Jeremy.
I have a closet. It's a puppy.
You have a closet?
Yeah. We have Brian and puppy. I got this in my storage set. Where I live when I was first born.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This is Florida. This is where we live in the Florida.
It's gonna have to be from the sides. The lock is open. It's too humid.
Mama has blankets.
That was definitely, by the way, you know, people mentioned that yesterday. And I was like, so yeah, listen to that again. Like, listen to that statement there.
It's gonna have to be from the sides. The lock is open. It's too humid.
Mama has blankets.
Crackheads. I mean, what else would that be? Is there another word you hear there? Because it sounds pretty...
I choked on shit.
And then we don't want to eat them.
I can grab something big enough to hopefully pry it open. Go out, Mommy.
I choked on shit.
Can I go give her to my kids?
Yes.
I showed these separately because I wanted you to see them by themselves.
What's bigger than that?
They're in the garden. If you could stay here a second, they're doing police work over there. If you don't mind staying here a second.
There we go, Miss Lynette. Bring it over here.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Miss Preston, we have it over here. I'm gonna try to get this key out for you.
It's alright, just leave it in.
Okay. You mind if we grab them out?
Grab them.
Okay. Yeah, again, you can withdraw consent at any time.
Unless they told me they could withdraw
Nope,
consent.
I want
I'm not
it
really
over.
stopping.
Okay.
They knew. Sheriff John did not pull the gun. They used that incident to set him up. They sent that guy to do this, and it's all on that live.
So again, doubles down on it was a setup. You know, trying to deflect away from the fact that he brandished a firearm. Like, that's wild, isn't it? Again, it becomes some conspiracy about, but we were set up.
Go through and tell me what happened that day. How you say Seb was set up, all this stuff happened.
John called me. I didn't answer the phone.
What time was this?
I have to look on my phone. I don't know.
Just roundabout.
I don't know. It was during right after it happened.
Remember this part, by the way, because there's a part that's going to come later where you're going to have one of the 18-year-olds that is still on the premises. And they're going to mention hearing a conversation with yelling and stuff. So either, again, which there was no phone contact, as in nobody picked up during the time. That was supposedly calls afterwards. Or according to one of them, they were on the phone during said incident.
10 minutes. Okay. John texted me and said, this just happened.
What did he say?
It's on the text. Okay. He said the incident without the gun part.
Okay.
He said that the guy had drove by filming. Yep. Then he drove back by filming. He said something to John. John yelled back, "Shut up, maggot, go away." And then the guy flipped it in reverse. Yep. And John thought the guy had a gun. Okay. Or that's what he said to me. That's all he said at first. Then later, after I got home, the next morning, it came out. I went and looked in his closet. Because he told the sheriff when the sheriff came out here, the gun was gone.
Yes.
So
they had sold it or something.
So I went and looked. He didn't. Okay. So I took the freaking gun away.
It was in his closet, like in there?
It was in his, next to his bed. Okay. So I took it out and I locked it up and I told him, you ain't getting no more fucking guns. That's it. I'm not having the accusations. I'm not having nothing. Yeah. So I took them away.
What was your thought process with taking them away?
He wouldn't get in there. His brain ain't working right now. Yeah. The alcohol is taking a toll on John. And he's terrified of the Hales. He's terrified of this constant
what was your
setup.
thought with taking the gun from him?
He drinks all day long, every day.
What was the concern?
I didn't want that to happen again. If he had to have done it.
Yeah. So
it had to have been true.
So tell me what.
So you notice that again. And now, of course, she'll call him a liar. She says she doesn't want it to happen again. She takes away weapons. And remember the time frame on this. I think the time frame is important. After I thought about this a little more, you have the day of the incident. You have law enforcement go to the home. They come back the next day. That's when they're told that narrative about sales or whatever. And then you have this large gap in time. Now, with that next day, that's when the firearms are, quote unquote, taken away. So she knows 100% before they come with a warrant that all of this is a lie. She knows 100% none of that is true. And yet.
So tell me what he tells you about what actually happened. It's not, tell me what he actually said.
Did, and later, said that he had the gun, he always carries his gun in his pocket.
Yeah, and it's your property, you can.
Right. He said he was behind the tree. He had been fixing the stereo, which is absolutely every time you turn it on, you have to go tune it. He was, stop trying to get away from me. Stop trying, go in here. Sit down, go sit in there. Stop trying to get away from
So he was trying to fix the stereo in the yard.
Trying to fix the stereo in the yard. The car went by this way, filming, which we're a circus.
Yeah.
They invite people over.
Yeah.
They turn around, Willis does and says, there's the nasty neighbors, give them a story about us. Then they go about their little freak show over there.
Yeah.
So the guy goes by and he's he yells something at John. Turns back around, John says, "Go away, maggot."
Yep.
And the guy pulls forward and then hits reverse.
Okay.
And John said he reversed. It's on the text message.
Okay.
He said he reversed really quick, and when he did, he thought he had a gun in his hand. So John said he pulled the gun out of his pocket. That's all he told me. He didn't say he pointed it at anyone.
He said he pulled it out of his pocket.
Pulled it out of his pocket. He said, but then he retreated. John retreated from the tree into the chicken coop. He backed up into the chicken coop and put himself in the chicken coop because he thought that guy was going to shoot him.
Did he actually see a gun?
This is the DA. Now remember, this is what the prosecuting attorneys are going to allow for no. They're going to say, we were worried that he was going to utilize this defense. An ever-changing story where there wasn't a firearm at first. Then finally, only reason that it ends up admitting, according to the police, is because it's turned over by her. Because he's apparently not aware that this stuff is going to go on. That's the way, when you look at this play out, it does not seem like he knows that she's going to say that. And she says a lot about him in this. Not just that he's an alcoholic. Like I said, the ashes and stuff. This is crazy stuff.
Gun, or he said
Didn't
the
know.
guy went in reverse, and why did he say he thought that he had a gun?
Because the guy had the window open. He had unrolled his window and had his hand out the window, so John didn't know whether it was a phone or a gun.
Okay.
He said all he saw was something dark. And I believed him because we get it every freaking day.
Yeah.
They've said they were going to kidnap us, kidnap her, kill us.
After John goes to the chicken coop, what does he say happened?
The guy drove away.
And then what happened?
John texted me immediately. I was at the flea market getting my booth ready. So I finished and I came home. The next morning, the sheriff came. That's when the sheriff asked him, and he said that he sold the gun.
Yeah.
That's when I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So
because you knew the gun wasn't sold.
I didn't think it was sold. No.
Okay, so you knew something was wrong, so what happened then?
I went in the closet, got it, and I hid it when he was out of his room.
When you say closet, you said beside the bed.
It was a closet.
Okay, it's a closet.
Closet keeps it in because of the baby.
Okay, so you hid it. Did he know it was in the shed?
No.
Okay, so you hid it, and what happened after that? Because at some point, when does he tell you what actually happened?
After the sheriff left that day and I noticed the gun was gone, that's when he told me.
Okay.
He told me everything that happened.
How soon after the sheriff left did you find the gun?
I went looking for it right away.
So as soon as they left, you found the gun, you put it away?
Well, not right away, but after John told me, I waited till he got good and drunk, and he was no longer in here.
Same day?
I can't even remember. I don't know.
Good and drunk.
I'm gonna ask the kids.
I mean, was it the following day or the same day?
I think it was the same day.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So he got good and drunk.
But
that gave you an opportunity to...
John has threatened my mother. At times when he's drunk and he gets mad at me,
Yeah.
he will call my mother and tell her he's going to kill her or do something stupid. Because he's a mouth. John's a mouth.
Now, I mean, listen to all the things she's saying. She's adding all of this into the John story. And of course, as the PR and hate channels will tell you, that none of this is any concern, right? None of it is any concern. Believe her. Believe every word that she says. Except, like, don't focus on this. This is old news. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
He's not a physical beater.
I'm sure the alcohol doesn't help them out.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's been raised as an alcoholic. He's been an alcoholic his whole life.
Yeah.
I have his ex-wife in a bottle.
Now listen to this part with the ex-wife. This is what we're talking about. If you missed this, even if you have heard it, just drink this in again, you know. Starting out with the I have his ex-wife in a bottle. Look at what's being alleged here.
In my shed. I have his ex-wife. He belittled her, humiliated her, abused her until she couldn't be anything anymore.
Yeah.
They got divorced, but she never could recover from his abuse, and she died of alcohol and drugs.
Okay.
So, I'm afraid.
Do you think it's possible he could have...
So she said, yet again, that he is a monster. That he is, again, you know, you're apparently never supposed to note, oh man, these are giant red flags. You don't say driving someone to their ultimate end. According to the person I'm supposed to believe, that's not a red flag. I mean, forget all the pictures and everything else. That statement right there is something. It is something. Keep them in the shed. In a bottle. As what? As a reminder? I don't know.
Pointed that gun over there.
I don't believe he did.
I mean, with him being drunk and silly.
I don't believe he did, because he never points the gun, just like the last incident. He didn't pull even, he didn't even.
Now you notice the last incident, by the way, and there was a lot of deflection over this when it came up too. I was sent some of the sound clips and stuff where people were trying to deflect away from the idea that there's the admission of yet another incident. See, at some point, this should have been a problem. There's not been one incident. There's been two. Like law enforcement, again, they arrested. But prosecutors, they were like, 2 incidents, discussions about how this person is absolutely volatile. They've actually caused the end of somebody, according to this person that lives with them. But somehow, in some way, YouTube.
Even have the gun in his pocket. The first incident, which was months ago, a year ago, okay? He walked around here. His knees were both still bad. One had cement in it. And he walks over here and he went like this, his arm went up. And as he does that, Hale snaps the shot. Yeah. So it gets a still picture. That's
the picture he posted or whatever.
That's what they were hoping would happen this time. They knew that John carries a gun. Yeah. They knew that if they stopped and screamed at him.
Why not, if you know the stuff's going on over there, why not tell us what happened? Because that seems like it would help resolve some of it.
Because John...
See that police officer too, that just irritates me. Like I was saying yesterday. I get that you have techniques where you want somebody to disclose everything, but they're already disclosing everything to you. They're telling you everything and its mother. And deflecting to the Hales, being like, oh, well, why not call... They've just told you he wanders around property with a firearm and pulls it on people. So they're saying it's okay? Like, they're A-okay with that? It's all good to go? It's all gravy, baby? I mean, that's nuts.
Like, we're not blind to the fact that there's some other stuff.
Some other stuff.
John
is a liar.
John,
you notice?
What do you call that? He's a narcissist.
John is a narcissist
Just like Hale's.
Liar.
Not one thing that comes out of Hale's mouth is the truth. Not one. John's the same. He's absolutely the same. And he thinks that you gotta lie to cover everything up. You always lie. Never tell the truth. I do not believe with him for 1 minute that he pointed that gun, because he never does.
Yeah.
He never does.
Based on the past history, he hasn't.
Right.
Okay.
And he taught those children right there, gun safety. Well, one of them from this big.
Here's what we have to look at is he pulled a gun. He brandished it.
Yeah.
And
but it stands your ground.
I understand, but when we come and we say, "Hey, what happened?" and that hurts.
I know
the case
that.
a little bit, right?
I had
Because then it discredits anything
I
they
had
say,
it
and
out
it
with
provides
him.
credit to the other person, right?
I'm sure. Hey, Waylon, did I or did I not have it out with John about what he did? The lie. Never mind. I want Landon.
Yeah, when Landon comes in.
I told the truth.
I really want you to listen to not just the prepping of Landon, but I want you to really drink in Landon's story. Especially there's a certain part in there where he's talking about hearing the conversation. Now, none of these people were eyewitnesses, by the way. They weren't there. They're just promoting a narrative. But his narrative is fascinating because it doesn't fit with the narrative that we've been told.
I know you didn't point it. Landon, come here.
Let's do this. I don't want to talk to him separate because here's what I don't want to happen.
I'm not going to give him nothing.
I understand, but someone could say, right? Someone could say, he's just repeating what you're saying. So
okay.
How about I do this? How about I talk to Landon separate from you? That way, no one could ever come back and say, well, Miss Preston's just saying this to him. She told him what to say.
Landon,
Just tell him to be the truth, to tell the truth.
I told them the truth. So about John having the gun. Can you talk to him and just tell him what?
Yeah, let's talk away from Miss Preston, okay?
Yes, he did. Tell the truth about why I hid the truth. Just tell him the truth.
I don't fucking know. All I know is he had. I didn't know. I know he didn't pull. That's all I knew.
Well, what's your name?
John always carries his gun though. Everybody here already.
Yeah, hey Preston. Is Preston?
Yeah.
Let's step or Landon? Okay. So tell me what you know.
Basically, we were on the road. Her phone starts getting blown up. She answers the phone. John's like, "Hey yo, there was such and such somebody who pulled the fuck up," and they're screaming, yelling. I started screaming, yelling. They whipped out something out of their car at John. John swore up and down. He goes, you know what a fucking phone looks like. He goes, it really didn't look like a phone, but I can't tell what it was. He goes, so he ran around the side of the house, because first he was hiding up behind this tree right here, and then he ended up dipping out behind the house, and then he was sitting, you know what the coop is? Have you seen the coop yet?
Yeah.
Little tiny, small-ass coop, yeah. He went and was hiding behind that or whatever the hell, because he thought they were coming back and forth with a gun, because they drove down the road, then they shot back in reverse, and they were screaming profanities and shit like that. And I mean, he was.
Were you here during any of that?
No.
So you're getting what he's telling you.
Well, a little bit. Plus, he was also on the phone as we were here.
So you hear this part right here. Now, this is what I wanted you to catch.
And, like, we heard some yelling and shit.
So we heard some yelling. So he was on the phone too. This is a narrative that's being constructed as it goes. You know. It responds to the police officer. Because again, you know, the narrative at first was call, no answer, here's a bunch of texts. But Landon here is saying, no, we heard yelling and all of that other stuff. So.
What did he tell you about pulling a gun out?
It just gets
about that.
So he's just telling you that he.
I know about that incident, about the gun shit. Like honestly, I just whenever they talk about certain things and it involves the Hales, I'm just kind of like.
Okay, so you don't know nothing about him pulling a gun out.
No, I was like, of what I know, he didn't pull a gun. I know that he was like he thought there was a gun pulled, but I know he said he didn't. I guess she's saying he did. But
he's saying that he did, I believe.
He's saying he did?
Yeah, so.
Maybe he did. I'm not too sure on that part. All I know is he said something about going behind the house. But John always carries his gun. So, I mean, he has...
So you overheard a phone call that he basically says someone showed up. He thought that there could have been a gun. He didn't think it was a cell phone, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
To the teeth.
They never even...
Let me,
You notice nobody ever brings up that little portion there. Like, nobody brings up in any of the... I'm going to say, if there was an investigation, I'm shocked, like in the aftermath. But no one brings up his part there. I'm wondering if they looked at call records or anything else, just to see, you know, like... If any of that is... Because it all points to the fact that there are lies upon lies upon lies through this.
Let me grab your information real quick. Loads. What's your name?
Landon Preston.
Landon?
L-A-N-D-E-N.
D-E-N.
Yes, sir.
Preston?
P-R-E-S-T-O-N.
And what's your date of birth, Landon?
11/22/05.
11/22/05. And you have a good cell phone number?
No, I don't.
That's fine. And you live out here?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, man.
I got anger issues. I just smashed it.
I'm not even sure what's the most concerning thing of everything I just saw and everything I just heard. We've got everything from the filth and the squalor everywhere. Illegal living on the property. The sheriff deputies taking pictures of it all. Easy access to firearms, ammo as well. Right next to children's books. Ammo literally right next to children's books. We have lack of development with speech. Major issues there, which only therapy is going to correct. And that's a 5-year-old. Can't even get the words out, but can get the word crackhead out, which is another concern because she's learning this from her environment. And the environment...
I thought her saying crack, that is something else. That is something else when a kid drops that. Like I said, if you can come up with another word that was, I'd be very curious because, yeah, it sounded pretty clear to me.
environment in which Lynette states that a pathological liar who never tells the truth about anything is constantly, always, with strong drink, who has access to firearms, who, oh my goodness. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
It's worse than access, by the way. Like, when you're talking about access, we're not normally talking about somebody carrying one around in their pocket while they're blasted out of their mind. You know, if I tell you, yeah, somebody's got access to a firearm, that's not typically what you think, is it? Typically, you're like, okay, well, maybe they could get a hold of one. They're not walking around all the time with one in their pocket while they're blasted.
On concerns outside of the property and this report, there are people funding this behavior. Throwing money at this behavior is never going to fix it. The money thrown at this behavior is going to find itself in the same condition, in the same circumstances of everything else that's already been thrown there. There's been plenty of research and studies done on those who are living off of assistance, which keeps them on assistance, which keeps them in this patterns. Life changes never happen. Funding it is not the answer. Let's see what Crook had to say for himself behind the officer in the back of the sheriff deputy's patrol car.
Now, this is, I was like, wow, man, there's all kind of stuff up here. Again, that, by her alone, that should have raised many a red flag. And it should have gotten a lot of people thinking, you know, maybe, you know, those people that minimized and, again, tried to blame Jeremy Hales and other folks for what had transpired. I mean, they're just flagrantly ignoring all the lies, all the bullshit, the fact that this person not only pulled a firearm once, but twice, all the other issues there. But again, remember, it's not about going after the truth for certain people. It's about PR, public relations.
Gotta bring my pain medicine with. Okay. Mila, go home. What kind is it? Oxy. Should have cuffed me when I got in.
Yeah. Try to get up there best you can. You have a step stool right there to get you up. There you go.
Oh man, I'm sitting on the cuffs.
Yep.
Ow.
There you go.
God.
Coffee.
Hold on. I gotta blow out my nose.
Don't do that in my car.
He's like, don't do that in my car, please.
Thank you.
I'm not disrespectful.
You know, by the way, if he's drinking at that level and everything else, he had a rough go of all this time. Because while he's up there in the in jail, whew, you know, he's got to dry out. And that ain't like drying out in a rehab.
Can you leave the door open so I can breathe?
We're about to go, so I'm going to crank the AC up. I'll roll the window down a little bit, okay? Hang on.
I'm already hyperventilating.
All right, watch your knee. Wilkins or Nelson?
This is bullshit. Tilly, Mila, go home.
Yes.
Don't forget my medicine.
I'm not. He's doing it now.
This is bullshit.
Think about, by the way, since you've got a picture of him here, think about the fact that you're being told that he runs around in things like that, around in these shorts, and he has that pew-pew just stuck in his pocket. like while he's wandering around. That's what we were just told. That's how he runs around all the time.
Oh, give me a break.
It's fascinating. He was under the impression nothing would ever happen. And I mean, nothing happened in the long run. He did stay in jail for a bit, but nothing actually happened. So I guess he was under the right impression.
Oh my God. Get me the fuck out of here.
And the popo in there.
This is bullshit. I'm being set up.
I'm being set up. You'd have to ask too. I wonder how he actually, knowing how he ended up with the firearm being turned over, I wonder, does that work into his setup plans, or is that just something else he somehow blames the Hales for too? You know, his lies about firearms, how she turned it over. I wonder if he knows all the things that were said about him, by the way. I wonder if he's actually had time to look at that, to look all of that stuff over, to hear about the ex-wife. I mean, I wonder if he really knows everything that was said there. I wonder if his lawyer, since his lawyer represents both of them, is actually telling him
until we get there.
Okay.
Or prepare him.
Wild.
What are you confiscating my phone too? Huh?
Sir?
You take confiscating my phone too?
Yes, sir, just in case.
Just in case of what?
Any video access?
Oh, there's no video access. I don't even know how to do that shit. Just like the cameras were dead.
And I'm going to roll this up because it's tinted back here for you.
Very convenient. The cameras are all dead.
Oh, this will make a good video for tonight. And the next week.
It does indeed. He's like, this is going to make a good video. That is kind of funny there. It is convenient, though. I mean, you have people that say that all these terrible things happen. They have cameras that, you know, should be set up to catch everything. But every incident that's ever come up, somehow the cameras are always incapacitated. You know, they're incapacitated with other items that came up as well. True too, like he's put across the bottom. Nope, if they just stop, there wouldn't be any comment there.
So let's bond on something like this.
That I don't know. I think you'll have to see the judge on this.
And obviously it's too late to see a judge today.
This morning, yes, sir, it is.
So I'm doing an overnighter.
Yes, sir. Unless there is a preset bond, but I'm not sure if there is.
I don't even know why I'm getting fucking arrested for this bullshit. Can anybody even look up what this guy is capable of? That I'm being set up by?
Now, isn't that fascinating too? So the PR folks absolutely did that, didn't they? You know, isn't that interesting? Any kind of requests like that, they definitely did. They, not just him, they went after Patty. You know, Patty, the lady that they decided she didn't want her name out there, but they were like, well, here's how you find it. Here's some information. Why don't you look up this lawsuit portion?
I understand your feelings on that. Have you looked up what he's done?
Somebody sent it to me, yeah.
What did it say?
One of the things was he got in a shootout for robbing a Walmart drug the pharmacy, shot at police and police shot him. I think it was like 3 times selling drugs to children by a school.
How long ago was all that?
I don't know.
That's all up in Illinois?
Is that where he's from? I don't know. Somebody sent it to me. And there's a bunch of other charges on his ass.
Looks like they're warp speed, doesn't it?
Unbelievable.
It's weird looking out the windows. It looks like they're going at warp speed.
How do you find out if there's a pre-bond?
Familiar with that system, isn't it?
So what happens when you guys go into my Arlo or her Arlo thing and find out that there's nothing on it? I can't hear you.
That's something you can bring up with your attorney if that's the case.
I can't afford an attorney. We're fighting 3 different cases with that asshole.
Again, it's all Jeremy's fault, right? Jeremy wasn't even present for this incident. But he has to be drawn in as a conspirator when he's not even present. What's really wild is in any incident, though, that involves, like, there is no accountability ever. Remember, Jeremy wasn't the one that said all those things that you watched on that video. Just to heard there either. Wasn't his voice.
am I going to get access to my phone at all? Because if I'm going to have to raise bail money and shit, I don't have those numbers. The only number I got memorized is Michelle's.
Right now, the phone's being, like I said, seized at the moment. You could possibly write a letter or something to see if they can obtain some phone numbers for you.
I mean, she doesn't even have, you got her phone too, so she's got... God. Fucking nightmare.
Just amazes me through all of this. There's no expectation of any consequence. Interesting, he thought he was going to have access to his phone. He seems very knowledgeable in how most of that system works, though, so... Maybe it's just me, I haven't seen a cop car in a long time in the back. Man, that car, I don't know, a little box kind of surprises me or something. I'm just gonna let it play. I'll talk some, but because it has its silent moment as well. I mean, it is what it is. He's been through that. He's gotta be concerned if he is anywhere near the level of alcoholism that others have noted about him. He has to be very concerned about what's gonna happen when he's in jail. And we know, by the way, what the bond actually ended up being on that. You know, you have to come up with the $7,500, but it was $75,000. That didn't happen. You knew something was really up when they decided to let him out on his own recognizance, which is essentially saying that no matter what happened there, that he wasn't in danger. So you knew there was something up when that happened. Something Patty said too, I thought was kind of, I guess, crazy in all this. She said that, in the aftermath, he gets to retrieve his pew-pews. And she found that idea frightening. Messed up situation from the beginning, and it became even more messed up because you saw how the lack of prosecution was there. think too, taking this little trip right here would be like some kind of wake-up call. You know. Hopefully it works as somewhat of a wake-up call. What I worry about though is the outcome and the back end of it is more of I don't know, possibility of wait a second, I got the hiccups again. Watch this too long, you've been hiccups. How fast does DTs hit you as an alcoholic? I mean, at that level. I would think if I ended up handcuffed in the back of a car like this would be something that would burn into my mind. I'd be like, I'm never going to have this problem. 12 hours or so. Somebody said you barely hear me on that. Yeah, I didn't turn my volume very high up. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Actually, I'm not gonna turn it up crazy level, to be honest. I'm just letting it roll. He looks kind of...
Oh, shit.
Rough there.
Nothing like having an itch on the top of your head.
I wonder with that too. You know, it says, oh, he's got lice. Oh my God. I wonder. I'm sure the police would appreciate that if that were true. Yeah, he's got oxy, but they brought it with him, you know. Pick up a truck passing his laughter. That's fascinating. He spends over a month in jail. I don't know if it's the lighting. He looks rough in that lighting. Yeah, either that or he just looks rough there. I said, you would think this stuff would be a wake-up call to people. You don't want outcomes like this. Those admissions too, that stuff she said, man. All of that being public record, all of that works in courtrooms and everything else. Been a month plus.
Creating this 27 is not valid.
Yeah, or is that for financial reasons?
Agency is represented by Mike 623 on Lacan, David.
Yeah,
By the way, I'm going to note something. So, poor Marine thinks that his comments are being hidden. It's actually all the profanity that you're using in your commentary. YouTube is holding your comments. A mod has to approve everything that you say. So, I can actually see it in the thing because I have a mod wrench. So, if you want your stance to be out there, calling people effing, this or that, YouTube will hold your comments for that. So, that's actually not a mod holding your comments. That's YouTube doing it to you.
Hey, which kangaroo are you at? Over here at the 4-way in Bronson. 10-4, should be about 60 seconds. Damn.
Ooh, I can say I've never had that misfortune there,
Probably good. Show me all the things.
People noted he didn't look hot. He's not sweating. I would say that would be a hot ride. That'd be like very uncomfortable. You've got all that glass around there. You're probably not going to get a lot of air. Lord, what was that? I think even with air.
Hold on a second. You got a seatbelt on. Put your leg back in real quick for me.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see if we can find this thing. Alright. Hang on just a second. Let's get it all done. Alright. Easy when you step, sir.
Trust me, I just had 5 knee replacements.
That gone? You should try to keep on till you get it right?
No, infections.
I mean, the police have been very nice. I've seen the police not nice. Police have actually been very nice in it. Now, there was a second portion that actually came up today. I do not play the videos back to back like that, but I want to look through it, see all what is there. But yeah, there's more. There's definitely more. When you put it all together, like I said, what you have is you have a complete picture of everything that went on. You know, you have it from the first incident and that first police report. Remember going over that. Again, total denial. No firearm. Second meeting, you know, sold the firearm. The firearm that, of course, we saw there. One of the two in the drawer. And, you know, with the, then the warrant after that, continued denial. Then when it came up about the firearm, according to the police, said, oh yeah, I just bought a new one a couple of days ago. You could tell from the police report there that he had no idea what was being said in another room about him. So I do wonder at the end of this if he has heard what was said. And I wonder what he thinks about all of that. I wonder what he thinks about being called, you know, not an alcoholic, but a narcissist, a liar, an abuser, and more. I wonder what he thinks about that. Let's hit some super chats, by the way. Let's see what people have to say. And yeah, by the way, I saw, that's something people need to understand with mods. Like if a mod holds something that you post, you'll see that they've held it or removed it. It actually has a little statement there, and everybody can see that. But YouTube holds comments. They'll hold them randomly. Sometimes you don't do anything. You know, I don't like that system at all. But if there's profanity or the word of the day. One day on another stream, I was streaming with Yellow Flash at the time. They were holding no crap. This is real. They were holding the terms clown world. If you type those together, that would actually get held. It was the strangest thing. So the term of the day, whatever they pick out, but they will hold commentary. And for the moderators, they have to go in and approve every single one. And it is time-consuming and exhaustive work. Props to mods, by the way. They have to do a lot of crazy stuff. But anyway, Angel, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships kicking this off today. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Saw that come in. Like I said, thank you. Stacy, what's up, Stacy? Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Fallen Hero, thank you for your super chat there all the time, my friend. Appreciate you. Like I said before, it doesn't allow a statement with that, but it is its own statement. Thank you. Connie, thanks for the 7 months there. Tug, Megan, they're professional, not timely. Indeed, indeed. A lot of times, if you give a few minutes to, you know, like if you start right at the minute, then you end up having to repeat everything as well. So, you know, some of that setting up, we try to troubleshoot and make sure that we don't have any technical problems behind the scenes. That's one of the things, you know, and there's a little bit of setup on the back end of it. By the time you get to there, and I try not to ever let it drift by 9 minutes. I try to keep an eye on it. But when you're going in, like yesterday, we had the very beginning of that stream, there was no sound. So, I mean, you can see what happens sometimes anyway. We try to keep that happening. Chris, thanks for the 5 months there. Happy National Crocs Day. It's also Cream Pie Day, too. Don't forget to smash the like to help support Tug and Megan. Indeed, yes. If you would like to, make sure to share all this wonderful stuff out. Make sure that people see it. Again, they can formulate their own opinion on what's going on. It's just amazing that people ignore, again, the statements about the person we're supposed to listen to. But I guess that's the way it works, right? I guess that's the way it works indeed. But National Crocs Day. Busting out the Crocs. Robertson, thanks for the 5 there. Megan has respect. They do not. That's the game. Maybe that is the game then. Yeah, it is nasty though. Channel flagging yet again. So, you know, like I was saying there, it's no coincidence that you have a video that gets hit, then you have a video that gets hit a week later, and that one is a 2-year-old video, and it looks like it was mass flagged for everything under the sun. That's probably why they are reporting different reasons why it got hit, because it was reported for everything under the sun. Hey, Lori, thank you for the $2 there. Appreciate that. Breadstick fun. Get them breadsticks on, my man. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Patrick, thanks for the 5. Megan Strike a week or so ago put her entire account up for audit. So what was good then is unacceptable now. Yeah, you know what ends up happening is, like I said, you have this stuff go to entry-level people, you know? So anybody that's looking at it, they may be... It's like a call center. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced a call center, but that's essentially what their setup reminds me of, the way that they describe it. It sounds like a different kind of call center. You know, you're not calling in, but it sounds like the same kind of setup. You know, they're hiring people all the time. They're putting them through certain trainings, but, you know, they're entry-level workers, and they make decisions there. Wayne, thanks for the 2. Megan, I'll ask her about that. Actually, she said she was watching, so. Did you get the Butter Song email Monday? I'll note that to her, too, though. Thank you, too, Wayne. SF, thanks for the month there. Do the training on Rumble. Yeah, maybe or her local stuff. That would actually be interesting. We'll see what she thinks about that, or at least record it and see it. Angel Australia, thanks for the 10 there. Megan, already subbed and a member. Anything else we can do to help? This is BS. You always make noise about this stuff. You know, if you got Twitter or anything else, you always go in and you always make noise about it. And you let people know what exactly is going on. Because again, people are calling for mass flagging. And that mass flagging, yeah, it needs to be called out. Just is department. Thanks for the 2. Turn the pictures into a sinking fine. Yeah. Where in the world is? Yeah, indeed. Indeed. And John asked about is that a pew pew in the pit? Yes. We noticed, you know, it's setting out there. There were actually a few. So that was something, wasn't it? John also, thanks for the 10. To be fair, a voracious teenage son. I put a padlock on our fridge. Bought a similar 4-pack of locks for wifey to put on the fridge, freezer, whatever she felt the need to. I mean, I've child-proofed home before. Like, all joking aside, you know, I've put padlocks on cabinets or put child-proof locks on, depending on like what they were, what was behind it. So the real telling thing is more the unopened locks, and then, like I said, the pew-pews just laying around. I mean, that's, yeah. Sandra, what's up, Sandra D? Thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. John, thanks for the 2 there. Diddy's bottles of baby oil. Oh, no. Where were they hiding in the fray? Oh, no. No. Chris, thanks for the 5. Is there a federal regulator agency that oversees CPS in Florida that could do something? At this point, no, I don't think anything will happen. I think that any, you know, just to be honest, I wonder, like, with stuff coming up in, I'm sure that's going to be one of the narratives. Actually, it has been promoted in other litigation. So when they talk about that, and they talk about CPS, that will give Hales or whomever else is involved in litigation, that will give them the right to respond to that about their concerns. So they'll be able to bring that stuff up. I mean, I think that's about the only way that anything's ever going to get brought up. Because otherwise, and again, not telling you to contact anyone, making sure, don't do it. Connie, thanks for the 5 there. Introducing Earns by Head & Shoulders full body formula. That's put it in a Head & Shoulders freaking bottle. That'd be awful. That'd be absolutely awful. Yeah, thanks for the 5 there. Why can't we contact YouTube if this strikes against Megan? You can contact them. I mean, you can. You can absolutely note that there are channels that are doing mass striking, mass flagging, that are called for that right out in the open. And that is totally, it's wrong. You know, you can do that. You contact them on Twitter, tag them in, to post. Of course, with Twitter, the problem is typically you're going to get an automated freaking answer. But still, enough noise. And sometimes enough noise, and it gets an answer of its own. Rewrite, thanks for the 5 there. They're such big What the Hales fans. They have their own storage unit, style housing. Indeed. John's shirt, seat cover, all available in their gift shop. Man, they could actually, they could have a little gift shop for that, couldn't they? Yeah. Rachel, thanks for the 5. She even mentioned having a closet. Maybe she knew where the pew-pews were. I don't, like, a lot of that stuff, again, secured. I mean, we saw something, like, sitting right down there. Like, a lot of this stuff does not look very secure to me. Regardless of if it was supposed to be in a closet or whatever. Now, they talked about in that video, the pistols when they were looking for them. They were having problems because I guess they were locked up. So there was actually a delay in that. But Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Remember, she ran to Channel 20 to say he didn't do it. Yes, indeed. And, by the time, again, I keep noting the time that's passed because they've already adopted a narrative, This was stand your ground. They'd already come up with how to blame somebody, to say there was a conspiracy against them. And like I said, it's just strange. What's also crazy about it is they're telling you that, again, is their conspiracy, that people are going to come up and take a picture of you to try to get you to pull out your pew-pew. That was their narrative. Oh, man, he might come up and try to take a picture of us. And John may react in this way by pulling out the old pew. You're not allowed to do that. That's not how that works. I mean, the whole setup idea. It seems to be an admission of, in their own telling, it seems to be an admission of when they were saying there was driving by, hanging out, which, like I said, that seems insane to say with a little kid in a car. Plus, again, Patty doesn't know who these people are, doesn't know anything about it. Yeah, okay. Whatever. I'm sure that they're supposed to just jump on that narrative too, right? But in that, it seems like they're calling it a camera anyway. It's weird. John, thanks for the 5 there. Haven't had actual mental health care in the U.S. in years. Institutions became go-to jail instead. Yeah, institutions were pretty nasty too. I toured in Tennessee when they were closing down the institutions. I toured Clover Bottom, which was a Tennessee institution. You've got to remember, even though they closed them down, if you were already there and had nowhere to go, they left them open until you died there. There were lawsuits, so they made things better. That's in quotes. The way they made things better was awful too. Like they put in a sitting room into Clover Bottom, and they put in a little like wall of windows, and the windows overlook the graveyard that you would be buried in. Isn't that lovely? When we went, though, we went early, and they had people that were residents there. They were permanent residents. They had one lady out because they left her in bed too long. They were stretching her on a medicine ball. They had a little ball you work out with, and they were stretching her out because she'd been in a bed too long, and it's awful stuff. You have to walk past the shock room. I mean, it just was unreal. John, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships, too. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you, brother. And props to your wife, too. Want to give her love as well. Appreciate her, too. SF, thanks for the 5. Better, yeah. Living in a shed to Aerosmith's Living on the Edge. That's true, yeah. Actually, living living in the shed. Yeah, I could hear that. That would work, actually. That's what Gamer Jackie said, too. More Aerosmith living on the edge than Bon Jovi. I just, for some reason, was hearing some Bon Jovi in my head. It's like I saw something where there was a documentary on him or something. John, thanks for the 5. In the U.S., we have First, Second Amendments, but in the UK, 3,000 people are jailed for quote-unquote hate speech. Yeah, you know, people are actually, they're jailed over speech here, too. So, you know, depending on where you live, if you actually want to exercise any kind of free speech, you should do an audit of where you live and see, again, there's the Institute for Free Speech. See exactly how stringent their SLAPP laws are. You know, all your free speech laws. Terry, thanks for the 2. Can I get your email address? Yes, I will put it in the chat right this minute now. I can't remember why it's this specific one, but it's 2 words. Granular, like a grain of sand. GRANULAR, heaven. That's in the word heaven. They're attached to HEAVEN @gmail.com. Both together. Like I said, I don't even remember. It's been around forever. Who knows why that email exists, but that's the one. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. It was cleaner after they tossed the trailer. that would, you toss things kind of in order. Diane, thanks for the 5 there. Living on the edge. Yeah. It's so funny. I'll never be able to hear that. Living in a shed. Tie Stick, thanks for the 2. He didn't teach how to clean a gun, obviously. Yeah, that's true, too. I mean, some of that stuff, that's actually kind of a frightening proposition as well. One of those things that you got to do is get the old pew-pew out and got to clean it up, you know. Make sure it functions. Make sure it doesn't have, like, things that have fallen into it or, you know, are living in the barrel. That would be the smart way to play. Austin Wombat. What's up, Austin Wombat? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I always love that name, by the way. So thank you. I appreciate you, Austin Wombat. Thank you. Pickle T, thanks for the 5. It should be, John, you're going to shoot your junk off instead of shooting your eye out. Indeed. Indeed. You know, that just, putting that in your, like walking around with it in your pocket while intoxicated. It's fascinating. I was listening to, I listen to books like while I'm driving or just sitting around, you know, I listen to audiobooks. And I was listening to one on mafia. And they were talking about one of their guys. They were going out to, I can't remember what they were doing, maybe a hit or something. I can't remember. They were going to rob something or do a hit. But the guy, when he tucked his gun into his waistband in the back, he accidentally shot himself in the butt. So, yeah, that stuff does happen. That does indeed. Oh, it's terrible. John, I don't remember. Yes, thanks for the 5 gifted membership. I did say that. Thank you again, my friend. If I didn't say that, thank you. Anyway, I don't know. I get caught up in what I'm saying. Forget. Thank you, John. I appreciate you, my friend. Tie Stick, thanks for 2. Don't forget my medicine. I told you, it's Oxy. Yeah, indeed. You know. I mean, if you have a prescription for stuff, too, you are allowed to take it. You're allowed to carry it with you. So, now, to be fair, too, I don't know his medical situation. But if I'd had knee replacements, I might need that. You know, I'm going to say if you're an addict, though, with other things, maybe you're not using it correctly. I don't know. Travis, thanks for the 2. Got money on your books, booze is easy to get inside? Well, you know, that was a problem, too. You know, Lloyd was the one putting money on, according to some of the stuff that we heard. It wasn't like monster amounts or anything. I don't know how much you can have as a max anymore. Because I'm not privy. I don't want to be personally privy to that, you know. I never want to have to learn about that. you know, from the inside there. But I don't know what the rules are and how much your max book is anymore. John, thank you for another 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. It's awesome, dude. Thank you. Also, John noted, thank you, Tug. He was talking about the thing with YouTube. Tried to reach out to him, but he's angry. I don't think it worked. Yeah, again, just noting, you know, I'm not saying that mods, like, if there's something removed, there's something removed. But if you don't see your commentary at all, that is not mods doing it. They have to approve it. But it's already YouTube shutting you down. And it does it a lot. Because it does it. It doesn't always do it for profanity, by the way. It's weird about that. If you use multiple profane words, sometimes it'll do that. But like I said, they'll just pick out random words sometimes too and just shut them down for no real reason, you know? Also, John noted, Pickled T. That was actually a great comment. My wife loves that, the Christmas movie. Yeah, I watched that. I end up watching that about every year. It's one of those Christmas movies that I usually go on a horror fest, you know, for Christmas movies. But that's one movie I always go back to that doesn't fit in with the horror watching. All right, we're going to end at a decent time tonight. Now, tomorrow, I don't know exactly what will happen as far as our live streams. Tomorrow is the little one's, well, the oldest one's birthday. She turns 11 tomorrow. So we will be, you know, in that for sure. Be looking at whatever comes up with all of that. But I'm not sure that night. I don't know when we'll be in, because a lot of the stuff that you do for birthdays too, it happens on the weekends. So I don't know. But her birthday hits tomorrow. Yeah, she's excited about it, by the way. Yeah, I wish I could go back to being a kid where, you know, where you get really excited about birthdays. You know, remember when you were a little kid and you're like, yeah, you know, birthday, and we'll get presents. And when you get older, you figure out this weird thing. Yeah, I can get presents, but I'm kind of buying them for myself usually. You know, so I mean, you may get some stuff here and there from colleagues. I do get some decent stuff from colleagues and everything, but more or less, you know, if you're talking about something like you're like, yeah, I really want that, you probably can buy it. Your significant other may buy it, but it's still probably your, you know, at least partially your money. Tastic, thanks for the 5 there. Even with a prescription, the bottle will say, do not consume with alcohol. That is actually very true, too. That is very true. It is actually very dangerous to consume pretty much any medication with alcohol. That's a big no-no, but especially controlled substances. They're very clear on the consumption of alcohol with that. Oh, yeah. Florida gun laws. Cannot carry while intoxicated, even in your home. Yeah, and with good reason. I mean, like I said, that should be a big issue when this stuff is coming up, too. That should have been one of the things that police or anybody else looked at, because there was this discussion over and over again about hey, you know, he's trashed, and he always has one on him. Huh. Jody, thanks for the 3. Do you know of what wombats do? What do you mean? Like, what do they do? You know, we don't have wombats here, so they're a weird. I mean, well, not a weird. They're actually a cute little looking animal. They're little marsupials. They dig. I know we have a lot of little animals that dig all the time. We have like moles and gophers and things like that. Little destructive things, especially like a lot of this cropland. But no, I mean, we used to not have armadillos or anything in these areas either. But I guess enough of them got imported. Now we have armadillos, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But anyway. Look at me crazy on that. Let's start talking about armadillos. Tie Stick, thanks for the 2. Taking oxy, even with a prescription, is intoxicating. That's true too. Yeah, you've got a point. That should be noted as a distinction. Yes. It's just, like I said, none of this, when you see a lot of it, again, it speaks to the truth or the lack thereof in certain things. It highlights them very, very clearly. But on top of that, you have all these things that, again, they should be giant red flags. We're like, what now? But apparently, folks, they feel pretty comfortable with all of that being around. It's craziness. Hey, Jody, thanks for the 3 there. Oh, they eat root leaves. Yeah, I've never actually. I think, like I said, I've seen videos with wombats, but I've never had the. I've never been to Australia. Australia has some pretty fascinating stuff. Everything, every creature that's dangerous seems to be magnified tenfold over there. Even things that are harmless, like, hey, look at that spider. Wow, that spider's pretty giant. Big huntsman out there. Something else. But that's kind of cool. But anyway, I'm going to end here. I appreciate you folks. We're going to end at 2 hour. A little bit of change there. And tomorrow, like I said, we'll see what happens. We may have a stream. I'm planning on a stream unless something else comes up. Actually, another super chat there too. Palmer's Archer Homestead. Thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday, little umbrella girl. Indeed. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Like I said, she's gonna have it'll be fun. She's been hyping that 11. Again, it's the double digit. She keeps telling me over and over again, it is a very important birthday. And at first I thought she was saying that she turned double digits. And I thought, double digits? You're already double digits, you're 10. No, the double digit. And I was like, that's pretty funny. She kept telling me, this is a very important one. Because, within your life, maybe you'll be lucky enough to have 9 of those. 11, 22, 33, and so on. But you don't have many. So not only is the birthday important, it's important because of that. That's amazing. But thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to end, like I said. And I appreciate you folks, too. It's been a good live stream. This story is a story that it never quits. It just gets crazier, I think. And there's a lot of stuff we still didn't pick up from the past that when you get into the federal case and everything is fair game. So we'll pick that up one day too. But anyway, we're going to end here. Thank you. See ya.